Hello there, my name is Kuma, and today I'm giving you my first impressions on Pepe. This little kitty was just announced on CN as the new 6-star Earthshaker, a class that we haven't seen on EN yet. Soon we will have Oda in this class, a 5-star, and Pepe is the second operator released in the class. Earthshakers are basically a new spin on AoE guards, because they work kinda like melee flingers. They don't have the same basic attack as flingers, it's not AoE, they hit a single target, but they do deal an additional splash hit for half the damage, which is AoE, because it's splash. But other than knowing what Pepe's class do, two things instantly came to my mind when I saw her. The first one was, wait a second, they are making a summer event without an altar? That's kinda amazing, not gonna lie. Because Pepe is a limited, that part didn't change. The summer event still has a limited banner. But after 2 years in Gavial Altar and Ea Altar, I'm happy to see some new faces in our anniversary event. This is a special event after all. And I'm not a big fan of altars myself, but that's a story for another day. The second thing that came to my mind was, why are they releasing a 6-star Earthshaker who is not Siege Altar? Because, many of us in the community were expecting Siege to get an altar in this class, get Emiya a Vanguard farm and whatnot. But I guess it doesn't matter. It looks like the whole Siege idea was scrapped by the new Hypergriff team anyways, as we can see with the release of Isabel, with Amiya Medic, and now Pepe. But anyway, maybe that's all just me hallucinating. After I stopped thinking about other ops and went back to looking at Pepe, she has quite a simplistic kit if you don't look closely. She has a power strike on her S1, bigger range with random targets on her S2, and hits that stun on her S3 for those nice attack cancels. She looks like a simple and easy to understand small girl with a big bonk. Totally gave me Tinkaton vibes from Pokemon. But of course that wasn't the case. And she has a bunch of extras in her kit. That's how 6 stars work after all. Pepe can spend her power strikes on S1 to get rid of negative effects like stun or freeze, the same way Lumen can with his S2 and S3. This is very nice for her, because her skill is auto recovery, so she will probably never leak enemies just because they can stun her. And also, man, I love power strikes. Best skill in the game, by far. Works with spinach in IS, takes buffs very well, and gives you nice big red numbers. I love every time an operator gets a power strike. But also, Pep's other 2 skills have a catch as well. S2 will get more ASPD if you can activate it multiple times in the same map, which could be really cool for holding some high volume lanes, even more since Pepe has a talent that can give her more SP depending on how many enemies she kills while her skills are active. So you activate her skill, she kills a bunch of enemies, and instead of waiting for the entire SP cost, she just gets a chunk back. This will for sure help Pepe activate her skill multiple times. And it will also work for her S3, which will be her big bonk, big damage skill. In this one, Pepe will get an effect similar to Carnelian's S3. Carnelian applies a debuff on enemies that increase the damage they take from her. That means she ramps up and starts dealing max damage a few hits in. The same idea works for Pepe, but she doesn't debuff the enemies, she instead just gives herself more attack. So she works better than Carnelian in this situation, because she doesn't need to ramp up on each individual enemy, she just ramps zones. And also, I came to appreciate the small stuns like she has in this skill, because they can make a big difference depending on the enemies you're facing. Not only can you cancel their attacks, but the enemies who use skills in a normal attack, like the boatman from Docile's Holiday, who get a stun every 3rd hit, you can get rid of their skills if you cancel the attack in which they would activate said skill. It feels super comfy to have that ability to stop them. Pepe sounds very fun to play with. Although, I'm sure I'll hear about how having a ramp in 2 of her skills isn't great. I personally don't think it will be a big deal. On the contrary, I think it will be extremely satisfying to see Pepe bonking the enemies and getting faster or stronger, and having more and more red numbers appear. She sounds like one of those operators that just makes you smile when you deploy them in a favorable position. Kinda like Tachanka with Warfarin, or Ethan binding dozens of enemies at once. And in Pepe's case, it honestly looks like she will be extremely easy to fit anywhere. She will always find those favorable positions. Especially because she also has a talent that buffs all guards in the squad. Cause why not, I guess? So you barely even need to have a use for her. You can just bring her to buff the rest of her ops if you want. But of course, there is a big negative on Pepe. I am a little bit sad that she is just another cat, and we have to see the cat count in Arknights going through the roof once again, while we have a lot of forgotten races. But that's just the reality we gotta live in. You can leave me a like if you liked the video, and you can tell me your first impressions on Pepe in the comments. I'd love to know what you think of the new kitty. And I hope everyone has a very nice day. Peace out!